We do have some new details tonight on a series of drug raids in Manchester today. Police started looking for wanted suspects at around 6 this morning.
Greater Manchester. Multiple addresses hit simultaneously. Salford, Middleton, Oldham, Bury. Addresses across a conurbation where the drug economy is not a street corner problem, but a structured, professional criminal enterprise operating on a scale that senior GMP officers have compared, without exaggeration, to a multinational business. 30 people detained before rush hour. Firearms recovered at safe houses. Hydraulic drug presses, shrink-wrapping machines, money-counting units, and handwritten ledgers dating back years, all found in buildings that, from the outside, looked like garages, sheds, and ordinary residential properties. Millions in narcotics off the streets, and a drug lord at the centre of it all, who has been directing the entire operation not from Manchester, but from a phone, an encrypted handle, and a location that officers have been tracking across multiple countries for months. This is the operational reality behind a county lines drug lord prosecution in Greater Manchester in 2026. Not a street dealer, not a mid-level distributor, the head of a criminal enterprise, running logistics, authorising deals, managing violence, laundering cash through property portfolios, while insulating himself so thoroughly from the physical product that, without the intelligence breakthrough that cracked his encrypted communications, nobody would have been able to prove he had ever touched a single gram. Before we go through the full picture, the EncroChat kingpin who directed AK-47 purchases from Spain, the drug lord who continued running his business from inside prison, the county lines controller who fled to Dubai and got arrested at Manchester Airport on the way back, and what GMP's own enforcement data says about the scale of what has been building in this city. Let's be honest. County lines raids get a charge sheet and a number. Nobody explains what the network above the arrested men actually looks like. That's why British Front Media exists. Subscribe now, because what follows is the complete picture. Reason number 1, Jamie Rothell, a Salford drug kingpin, directed AK-47 purchases, cocaine importations, and conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm from Spain using EncroChat. He and his associates were jailed for a combined 207 years. This is not the background context. This is the template that defines what a Manchester County Lines drug lord actually is in 2026. Jamie Rothell, 38, of Grindon Avenue, Salford, was sentenced at Manchester Crown Court in August 2025, alongside 9 associates jailed for a combined 163 years and 11 months for conspiracy to supply Class A drugs, conspiracy to possess firearms with intent to endanger life, and conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm. When EncroChat was infiltrated in April 2020 and his messages were read in real time, what investigators found was not a drug dealer. It was a CEO. Rothell fled to Spain and continued directing operations from abroad, messaging associates about AK-47 rifles available for £10,500 each, sending images of the weapons to his right-hand man, Craig Mackinson, coordinating drug movements to Newcastle, Cheshire, and across Greater Manchester simultaneously. When Mackinson discussed delivering cocaine, he was so confident in his encryption that he sent his own home postcode as the handover location. Couriers submitted timesheets to claim wages for drug deliveries as if it were a legitimate logistics business. Mackinson alone was sentenced to 38 years. Morris received 38 years for conspiracy to murder, alongside drug and firearms charges. GMP Detective Superintendent Joseph Harrop confirmed the intelligence breakthrough was extraordinary. For the first time, we were able to read messages shortly after they were sent, often within hours. Reason number 2, Gregory Bell ran a Manchester drug empire functioning like a corporation, owning 32 houses, operating safe houses in Bury and Alderley Edge, with £150,000 in cash at a single location. He was jailed for 18 years and 9 months in October 2025. The Rothell network was not the only one. Running in parallel, under the same EncroChat intelligence operation, was the empire of Gregory Bell. Bell, 43, of Scotmount, Prestbury, was sentenced to 18 years and 9 months at Manchester Crown Court on the 20th of October 2025 for directing the sale and supply of Class A and B drugs across the UK and money laundering. Operating under EncroChat aliases including Castle Nail, Rhino Radio and Wonky Frog, Bell managed logistics, authorised deals, collected profits, and kept himself insulated from the drugs. His messages showed him negotiating cocaine prices between £37,000 and £43,500 per kilogram. His safe house in Bury contained 4 kilograms of cocaine, half a kilogram of heroin, £35,000 in cash, weapons, and a money-counting machine. A second location held £150,000 in cash alone. His couriers submitted timesheets, and at the time of his arrest, Bell owned 32 houses, all now subject to a restraint order with a view to confiscation of his benefit from criminal conduct. Not one property, 32. GMP, Detective Inspector Richard Castley described Bell precisely. He was the head of a criminal enterprise that reached into every corner of the UK. He operated like a CEO. Reason number 3, John Joyce, controller of the CEE County Lines, fled to Dubai to evade justice, featuring on Crime Watch Live. He was arrested at Manchester Airport on return and jailed in December 2025. The drug lord does not always run from Spain. Sometimes he runs from closer. John Joyce, 28, of Stewart Street, Manchester, ran the CEE County Lines distributing crack cocaine and heroin across Greater Manchester. A single mobile number linked to over 31,000 text messages and 8,700 calls. Bulk flare messages advertising drugs. CCTV of Joyce buying top-up vouchers for the dealing phone. Forensic analysis tying him to vehicles used in the operation. When investigators closed in, Joyce fled the UK to Dubai. He appeared on Crime Watch Live as one of 12 nominated wanted men linked to either drug or firearms investigations across Greater Manchester. He was arrested at Manchester Airport in October 2025 on his return, jailed for 5 years and 3 months at Manchester Minshall Street Crown Court in December 2025. Officers confirmed he was the first of the 12 wanted men to be brought to justice. The remaining 11 are still outstanding. Reason number 4. A Manchester OCG moved £1.8 million in cocaine, heroin, MDMA, and amphetamine in just 7 months, with 224 rounds of live ammunition seized when officers struck. The Bell and Rothell networks represent the top of the hierarchy. Below them, the operational layer is just as structured and just as violent. Between March and October 2024, Thomas Hunt's Manchester OCG operated on a commercial scale, moving cocaine, heroin, MDMA, and amphetamine worth more than £1.8 million in 7 months. Hunt controlled the operation from his house, directing courier trips to Bristol, Carlisle, Newcastle, and Gosport, never touching the drugs himself, removing himself from each transaction by a single degree of separation. When GMP struck, they seized over 15 kilograms of cocaine, 1.8 kilograms of heroin, 6.4 kilograms of amphetamine, nearly 7,000 ecstasy tablets, £75,821 in cash, and 224 rounds of viable ammunition. One of Hunt's couriers, arrested in Hampshire, had a viable firearm at his home address. Detective Sergeant Shields confirmed the level of the operation plainly. This was not a street-level operation. It was highly structured, with drugs being dealt and shipped across the country on an industrial scale. Thomas Hunt himself remains wanted. The head of the operation is still outstanding. Reason number 5. James Close, already serving 36 years, continued directing a cocaine supply network from inside a British prison, with his partner facilitating deliveries on the outside. The most revealing detail in Greater Manchester's drug lord landscape is not about the men on the streets. It is about the men already behind a cell door who did not stop. James Close, already jailed for 36 years for his role in another Manchester OCG, continued to direct cocaine supply from inside prison after his conviction. His partner Lisa Prescott facilitated cocaine supply on the outside, her DNA found on gloves at a safe house with cocaine residue, cash seized from her car and home. The network ran through self-storage units used to conceal stock, trusted couriers making trips across the country, and encrypted apps used to coordinate every movement. A prison sentence in this economy is an operational inconvenience, not a disruption. Reason number 6. GMP's Operation Venetic alone produced 269 arrests and 2,120 combined years of imprisonment, and GMP recovered 64 firearms from Greater Manchester streets in a single year. The raids happening right now sit inside an enforcement campaign of a scale the public has never been properly told about. GMP's contribution to Operation Venetic The nationwide response to the EncroChat infiltration has produced 269 arrests, with 215 individuals already sentenced to a combined total of over 2,120 years in prison. Over 40 suspects remain either on trial or awaiting sentencing. More than 80% of prosecutions have been handled by GMP's own serious and organised crime group, reflecting the sustained, dedicated institutional capacity behind every individual arrest. On firearms, between April 2024 and April 2025, GMP recovered 86 firearms from Greater Manchester's streets. Between April 2025 and April 2026, they recovered a further 64, that is 150 firearms in 2 years, pulled from a single city region. And in the March 2026 County Lines Intensification Week alone, GMP made 40 arrests, closed 20 drug lines and seized cannabis worth between £400,000 and £1 million from a single Salford industrial unit on the opening morning. One industrial unit, one morning, opening day of the week. So here is where Manchester stands in June 2026. A drug kingpin who directed AK-47 purchases from Spain and whose associates were jailed for a combined 207 years. A CEO-style drug lord who owned 32 houses and kept £150,000 in cash at a single safe house, jailed for 18 years and 9 months. A county lines controller who fled to Dubai, appeared on Crime Watch Live and was caught at Manchester Airport on his return. A 7-month OCG operation worth £1.8 million with 224 rounds of ammunition and a wanted ringleader still outstanding. A drug boss running active cocaine supply from inside a 36-year prison sentence. 150 firearms recovered in 2 years. And a County Lines Intensification Week that produced 40 arrests and £1 million in cannabis in 7 days. 30 arrested this morning. Firearms secured. Millions in narcotics off the streets. Real disruption, delivered by officers who have spent years building the intelligence that made this morning possible. The question, as always in Greater Manchester, is whether the arrest reaches all the way to the top, or whether the man with the encrypted phone and the 32 houses has already moved the operation to a different platform, a different city, and is directing the next shipment before the custody clock on this morning's 30 has even started running. Subscribe to British Front Media.